So good morning.
Good morning, sunshine.
This is my favorite poem. I know I've read it before. It's still my favorite. And it's about attitude. I have a neighbor who works in a flower shop in Safeway on Georgia Street. And he's the most loving, kind person you want to meet. And I was talking to my friend Joanne, and she said, "Oh, I love that guy. You know, he used to be in Venetian. He's not there anymore. He's over in Vallejo." And I went, "Oh my God, that's my neighbor." And I thought, isn't that nice? It's so, we're all together, whether, you know, you really know it or not. So I was telling him this wonderful story about my friend who really thinks he's just the cat's meow. And he said, "You know, that is so great to hear. Many times through the day, people don't even say hello. They just say, 'Give me the red ones,' or 'Give me the blue ones.'" And I'm thinking, wow, it's just all attitude. And so sometimes I believe, this is my lecture for today, sometimes I believe we need to tune in to who we are, what we're doing, and how people are responding to us. So with that, I'm going to read my favorite poem called Attitude. I know you've heard it before, but in my opinion, you can't hear this too many times. And it's by Charles Swindoll. "The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It's more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think, say, or do. It is more important than appearances, giftedness, or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, or a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. Let us pray. I am knowing there is one awesome God. I am knowing that all of us, with all our attitudes, good or bad, are all part and given by God. I am blessing everyone in this room. I'm blessing everyone who's coming next. And I am blessing Ed, our fabulous speaker today. I am blessing wholeness and gratefulness, and so thankful for all the love that we share, all the love that we have, and all the love that we give. And I'm sending all this to the grateful universe, knowing the universe only says yes. And so it is. So, we have joy in our heart, and you have a book next to you, which is our good old songbook, put together by Diane and Ed. And then on page 23, I don't think these are my glasses. Page 23, let's all stand up and give it a rousing, woohoo, musical time here. Joy in my heart. Isn't that what we were just talking about? Joy in my heart. Yeah.
Well, I've got joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I've got joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. Peace, 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 peace.
statement is, I don't think it's a poem, but it's a written something. I don't know what you call it.
Pearls.
A pearl of wisdom. Thank you, Ed. So what I'd like you all to say to yourself is, I'm special.
I'm special.
Ooh, you said that with conviction. I like it. So this is called I'm Special. I'm special. In all the world, there's nobody like me. Since the beginning of time, there has never been another person like me. Nobody has my smile. Nobody has my eyes, my nose, my hair, my hands, my voice. I'm special. No one can be found who has my handwriting. Nobody anywhere has my taste for food, for music, for art. No one sees things just as I do. In all the time, there has been no one who laughs like me, nor cries like me. And what makes me laugh and cry will never provoke identical laughter and tears from anybody else, ever. No one reacts to my situation just as I would. I'm special. I'm the only one in all creation who has my set of abilities. Oh, there will always be somebody who is better at one of those things I'm good at. But no one in the universe can reach the quality of my combination of talents, ideas, abilities, and feelings. Like a room full of musical instruments, some may excel alone, but none can match the symphony sound when they are all played together. I'm a symphony. Through all eternity, no one will ever look, talk, walk, think the way I do. I'm special. I'm rare. And in all rarity, there is great value. Because of my great rare value, I need not attempt to imitate others. I will accept, yes, celebrate my differences. I'm special. And I'm beginning to realize it is no accident that I'm special. I'm beginning to see that God made me special for a special purpose. He must have a job for me that no one else can do as well as I. Out of all the billions of applicants, only one is qualified. Only one has the right combination of what it takes. That one is me, because I'm special. So I'd like you just to take a minute and think about how wonderfully special you are. Amen to your praises. So thank you for being who you are, because you are all special also. So we're going to now sing congregational song, Put a Little Love in Your Heart, and that is on page 32. Gotcha.
Think of your fellow man, that is my helping hand. Put a little love in your heart. There is no time to wait, so please don't hesitate. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. You like greeting your neighbors again, no?
Well, good morning again. Happy birthday. And do we have any August birthdays today? Ooh, there is.
Oh, and there's one up here.
And there's one up there. Wow. And Giami. That's right. So, today we honor those that have a birthday in August. And here comes Lee up here. Oh boy. Getting ready to perform for us.
Let Don help us.
Go man, go.
Mahalo. One life, don't blow it. You know, Alex has been telling us many reasons why we need Science of Mind and the great philosophy that it produces, and the reason for that is because it's a jungle out there, you know, so that's why we need it. Let's see if I can find the right string.
They used to ukulele now.
It's your birthday is here. Your birthday comes just once a year. It's time to twist and it's time to shout. It's time to blow those candles out. We want to wish you a happy birthday. We want to wish you a happy birthday. We want to wish you a happy birthday from the bottom of our heart. One more time. We want to wish you a happy birthday. We want to wish you a happy birthday. We want to wish you a happy birthday from the bottom of our heart. Mahalo.
Thank you, Lee.
You're welcome.
Well, looking out here, and if this is your first time here, I know one person and it's their first time here, and it's Clark. And Clark, welcome. And Clark is a practitioner who moved here from Visalia, and aren't we lucky? We just may have another practitioner. Woohoo! Our theme for this month of August is love, compassion, and caring. And yes, Virginia, I took the gum out of my mouth. And our guest speaker this morning is our own Reverend Ed Rosenbach. Speaking on the same title, love, compassion, and caring. Anyone wishing prayer treatment is asked to fill out a treatment request slip and place it either in the prayer box in the back, which is still back there today, or in the collection plate as it comes around later in the service. If anyone wishes some brief individual prayer time after service, our practitioners will be in the front of our stage area available to assist you. So that would be Ed and me, and perhaps Clark might want to join us. All right, thank you. And for those of you that don't know about that, the practitioners stand up here in front, hopefully with stoles on, but you know, some of us can't get it together. So, but that doesn't change what's inside. And if you just are having kind of a happy place, or a sad place, or a questionable place, it's nice to come up front and talk to a practitioner. Just give them your message, and then we pray for you. So it's just really simple. And who can't go for a prayer, you know? So I notice sometimes that the practitioners stand up here and chat because nobody comes up. So this is your opportunity to be blessed. So thank you. IKEA Prom is doing Beyond Limits class, and this is Wednesday afternoons from 11 to 2, and you bring a lunch. And the Beyond Limits class is the first class you can take in the Science of Mind. It's a foundational class. It used to be called Foundations, but now it's called Beyond Limits. So if you want to know more about Science of Mind, and Ernest home and how you can have more love in your heart. This is a good class to begin with. I think it's kind of nice to do something in the middle of the week. Usually all classes are, at nighttime, and a lot of people don't come because they're at nighttime. So if you're not working, this would be a good place to start. And don't forget our Hope Center Food Bank. I said that all right. And that's in the entryway. And we have gotten wonderful thank you notes from this church up the street a bit, because they're the ones that really do the homeless food bank, and thanking us for all of our food that we bring and put in the basket. So thank you all for all the cans that you have put in there. And also for your Lions Club eyeglasses, we collect them, and our friend Joanne here has a connection, and she gets rid of the glasses for a good cause for people that can't really afford glasses. So that's really kind of nice. And for those of you who do Facebook, visit our Facebook page and like us. Oh, gee, could you? That's what reminds me of being 12. And share with your Facebook friends. So also what we have now is we have Facebook? No. What's the one where we live stream?
YouTube?
Twitter? YouTube. We have a YouTube site. So you can go into FCR, you can go into youtube.com and then go to FCRSVallejo and it'll crop up. So I saw last week's and the week before and the week before that and the week before that Reverend Jacqueline's talk. So if you missed a Sunday and you want to hear what she had to say, that's a good place. I think it kind of left us out. But in case not, I'm here. So now we have our wonderful musical person, Suzanne Simone. Shazam. Allah. Shazam.
Where there is love, there is caring. Where there is love, there is peace. Where there is love, 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 oh, there's compassion, there's peace and joy. Where there's love, where there's love, there are smiles. Where there's love, there's a tender touch. Remember before you say hello, feel love in your heart. Before you say goodbye, where there's love, where there's love, there is you.
Thank you. So, next comes one of our very favorite people, Reverend Ed. I met Ed, I guess 20 years ago maybe, when I came here. And we took the foundation class together. And he's so far ahead of me, but we still took the class together. And we became really, really good friends with Diane and him and I and all the other practitioners with our beloved Sharon Cross, those of you that remember her. So now, with no further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the love of my heart, Ed. Got it. Just one step at a time, so we do this.
You know, I almost feel like the sermon's already been given with the wonderful introductory comments that Alex made and the I'm special piece and the music. Put a little love in your heart, because it is love, compassion, and caring, the topic. And thank you so much for that introduction. And it was just as I read it. Wrote it, you know, so.
Right.
No, not really. And now abideth faith, hope, and love, these three. But the greatest of these is love. Now this verse from 1 Corinthians compares well with our monthly topic of, and today's talk title as well, love, compassion, and caring. Compassion is defined as empathy, sensitivity, mercy, tolerance, charity, and of course, love. Now it's interesting to note that the verse from the original King James Version cites charity among the three virtues. And it was later translated or retranslated to love. And here in the definition of compassion, we find charity once again. So what is charity? Many of us know charitable contributions, donations given to people or organizations for the purpose of helping others. This idea mirrors the definition of caring, displaying kindness and concern for others. All of these, compassion, charity, and caring, are rooted in the greatest, love. Now, what is love? There are many forms of love. As we all know, the love we have for that special someone, the love we have for family, friends, and pets, love of country, and the love we have for certain foods, songs, and activities. As Alex mentioned, we are so special, we are unique, and no one else has that special love for that particular thing as we do, in that same degree. Now these are all forms unique to us as individuals, yet they're based in the more universal love of God. The love of life, the love for life, the love of being, and the love of sharing in the great wholeness. We are all parts of the unity of the cosmos, and each of us is the result of love. Love is that which we all express, yet we can't rightly define it because it's an aspect or omnipresent portion of our Creator. As we say, God is love, and love is God. The love which we feel for our brothers and sisters is the love of God flowing through us. The love we feel for those in our circle of family and friends is the love of God expressing through us. The love we feel for life itself in all of its expressions, whether animal, plant, or mineral forms, is divine love flowing through us. The love we feel for God is God's love for self expressing through each and all. And we cannot define love, although we live it and express it and share it. Ernest Holmes once said that we can't see life, yet we live. Nor can we see love or mind, yet we express each of these. Dr. Holmes did not attempt to define love other than to say that love is the self-givingness of the Spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. Further stating that love is free from condemnation and a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. Love is free from condemnation, and it's a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. Now, our part, I believe, is to accept that which we've been given and to give it further, paying it forward, as they say. Each of us has been given a unique talent or talents. That's God's gift to us. Using or sharing that talent is our gift to God. I firmly believe that one of our great purposes in life is to project the love of God into experience. Please take that to heart. Just do what you can to project the love of God into experience. Ernest Holmes wrote, "The essence of love renews the soul and proclaims the spirit." And later in the textbook on page 434, he wrote that an evolved soul judges no one, condemns no one, but realizes that all are on the road of experience, seeking the same goal. Now further on the topic of love, again, he wrote that it is that which is and cannot be explained. Emerson wrote, "Love is our highest word and the synonym for God." When we love, we share the very best that's in us. We become generous. When we love, we express the essence of who we are. We perceive and respond to the divine in each other. When we love, we are truly expressing our compassionate, caring, and godlike nature. God has implanted the gift of love in us, just as we have received life. These gifts are given unconditionally. When we love, we are giving this divine gift and renewing our souls. Love is a healing power. It transforms all seeming discord into a more perfect expression after the initial divine idea of being. And I use being as a capital B to be synonymous with God. The divine idea transformed through love. Reverend Nona Brooks, one of Ernest Holmes' early influences, wrote, "The divine purpose is expressing as infinite love, and love is the basis from which to work out the problems of human relationships." The divine purpose is expressing as love, and love is the basis to work out the problems of human relationships. How are we loving? Is it an impersonal love? Are we demanding from the one we love, or are we giving? Love is reciprocal. We must see others in the same light as we see ourselves. This is loving our neighbor as ourselves. By living compassionately from love, we honor and respect each other and enhance our humanity. But the choice is ever our own. Love is freedom, not limitation. Faith, not suspicion. Light, not darkness. God is love and light, and relationships are to be met with our best. After I fleshed out the talk for today, I came across another quotation which I'd like to share with you. This is from White Eagle. It's on the activity of God. And he writes, "To love is to live in God. Loving is activity in God, so that every thought and action is in God, not in the world. When a man loves, he no longer responds to the vibrations of destruction and death, but to those of the more abundant life." It's not strange that we're drawn to the one who loves truly. I'm reminded of a song by Peggy Lee. Everybody loves a lover. I'm a lover. Everybody loves me. Anyhow, that's how I feel. Wow, I feel just like a Pollyanna. So it's not at all strange. It's not at all strange that we love. For God is love, and in love we live and move and have our being. When we see that love is God in action, and that we are the means of expressing divine love in our world, we will see as well as know the truth, and we will live the love that we are in peace. Love is causative. It is of the invisible realm of spirit, just as real as anything can be, yet it's unseen. Now, I believe the unseen and the seen are of the same essence, different only in the vibratory level of their being. Thought is unseen, yet produces visible results. We know that. We've seen that. We've demonstrated it. The thought and the thing seen are the same, containing within each the same energy, the same potential forms, and for the most part the same eternity in which to express. And this is an area I'd like to drill down into, as Reverend Jacqueline likes to say. We live in the outer world of expression, but in doing so we work in the invisible world of causation and creativity. We live in the outer world of expression, but in doing so, we're coming from that invisible world of causation and creativity. We are always creating our future in the present, moving forward. What we love, we bring forth into form. One of my mentors, Reverend Helen Street, brought this view or idea of love to my understanding many years ago. She taught that our stories, the past elements of life that we've experienced, are so dear to us, we love them so, that they're an inseparable part of our current lives. The good and the not so good are all a product of our loving our past, so much that it keeps repeating, almost like a vicious cycle. It isn't that we consciously bring to the present our errors of the past. We grow and we learn that our past may have been filled with thoughts or ideas that kept us from realizing the good that we deserve. But our habits feed those old patterns. There's an old Native American story about the two wolves. And one is of the good and one is of the other, not so good. And the young boy asked the wise man in the tribe, says, well, which wolf wins? He says, the one you feed. Our habits feed the old patterns. If we're hesitant to change entrenched beliefs or ways of doing things, it's because we love those old ways. And we know love conquers all, even thoughts of a better way of living. Our loving the past keeps us there. Yes, we can change our thinking and change our lives, but If we love the former things, we negate the change of our thoughts. I'm just reminded of a passage from the Bible. The former things are passed away. Let the former things pass behind you as you move forward. When we not only change our thinking, but change our heart, then we will see real change in our lives. Our love will mirror our minds. And that, I believe, is the key. I mentioned Reverend Helen earlier. Maybe she's thinking of me. But I remember she put together a series of talks called The Science of Mind as the Religion of Heart. And perhaps this is at the heart of what I'm trying to say today. As we believe in our hearts, so will it be done unto us. Ernest Holmes reminded his listeners and readers that regardless of all else, it is done unto you. So strengthen your minds, soften your hearts, and love one another. Love is eternal and good, for it is of God. God is what we are, wherever we are, and to paraphrase James Dillard Freeman, wherever we are, God is. I'm going to take us briefly to the Old and New Testaments of the Bible as an overview of love in action and belief. While I was taking my early training in metaphysical study of the Bible, we were taught that in general the Old Testament teaches the love of law, and the New Testament teaches the law of love. I'm sure you can see why, with Moses bringing the Ten Commandments to the people in the Old Testament and Jesus preaching love in the New. But it goes deeper than that. In the Old Testament, after the laws of Moses had been made a part of the life of the Israelites, more and more laws, which all persons of the Jewish faith were expected to observe in daily living, were imposed on them. Going from the original 10 Commandments to, are you ready for this? 613. Try keeping those laws. You could transgress something and perhaps not even be aware of it. But people were expected to honor those laws as handed down through tradition. Now the prophet Micah was probably the first to loosen this control over the people, for in a time when there were these 613 laws to be observed, he asked, "What doth the Lord require of thee but to do good, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God?" From 613 to 3. Definitely a break with the status quo. This is why I think Micah may have been the first of the New Testament prophets. He loosened the yoke, as Jesus later said. Now with Jesus, a new dispensation or new covenant was brought forth. Rather than a love of the law, it was the law of love which became emphasized. When he was asked which commandment was the greatest, he answered, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might." Some translations say with all thy mind, and for us this resonates. But I believe that might and mind are equal. If one uses all their mind, they're using all their might. Nothing can surpass the full focused use of one's mind. One who loves God with all their mind can go no further. They've reached the ultimate in love. Then Jesus added, "And a second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." And note that the intent of each of these laws, as interpreted by Jesus the Wayshower, are all to do with love. There's nothing to do with obedience, as the Old Testament laws did. It's all about the love of God and love of self. Now, the Hindu scriptures speak often of the self, the Godhead, which was the self of all selves. We would call it the source. of all being. The love of God and love of self speak to the same idea. Be love. Be loving. And as you become love, God is revealed within and all around you. You express God's being as God lives in and as you. Now, before leaving his disciples, Jesus left a single commandment. Love one another. I mentioned that earlier. Love one another. So looking back, we had the 10 Commandments, then 613, then 3, then 2, then the 1. Love one another. Keeping our focus on love, in the same manner as Howard Thurman's Moments of High Resolve, is a wonderful practice. Henry Drummond, an early influence on Ernest Holmes's formation of his Science of Mind philosophy, advised that we let love become a habit of the soul. Let love become a habit of the soul. Now, as an aside, Dr. Drummond was also both a theologian, he was of the clergy of the Free Church of Scotland, and also a scientist. And this was back in the mid-19th century, I believe. So I guess that would have made him a religious scientist, maybe? Now you may have read or heard that Ernest Holmes's exposure to philosophical and scientific books was limited to the Bible and Emerson's essays. And this is true to a point. When he was on the farm, that's what they had. But when he left the farm, there were other items he had access to while in Boston. Besides reading Emerson, he read Henry Drummond's book, Natural Laws of the Spiritual World. Doesn't that sound interesting? Mm-hmm. Natural Laws of the Spiritual World. You can see where Ernest got his influence there. And another was Thompson J. Hudson's The Law of Psychic Phenomena. Now, in putting together this talk, I discovered another book with which Dr. Holmes may have been familiar. We don't have verification, at least not yet. And that was Hudson's The Divine Pedigree of Man. That sounds very intriguing to me, The Divine Pedigree of Man. So I'm going to search that out, and I guess I'm on another book search now to check it out for you. I'll let you know how I go forth on that. But getting back to the topic of love, compassion, and care, Fanning James, another New Thought pioneer, advises us to cultivate the thought of universal good because it is truth. Good is. All souls are endowed with this goodness. Inherent in man is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In essence, he is love. All souls are endowed with goodness. Inherent in man is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In essence, he is love. Love is the destruction of sin, and the soul can never be separated from the presence of love. The Apostle John wrote, "This is the Father's will, that of all which he hath given me, I should lose nothing." The soul can never be separated from the presence of love. And it's the Father's will that of all we've been given, we should lose nothing. We, each and all, have been given the divine gift of love, and love is our essence. It's a primary element of spirit. It's a part of us. We are in and of God. God's attributes are ours, inherencies to use and to share and to make whole our world. Now, after I completed a draft of this talk, I saw an ad from the ASPCA. You've probably seen them, those ads asking for donations on behalf of animals who've been horribly abused and neglected. And it shifted my perspective. So much so that I'm going to make one additional point here. The Judeo-Christian view of charity is largely focused on the good due to each as God's children, and most of my talk has been in that direction. But it occurs to me that the phrase, as ye do it unto the least of these, my brethren, ye do it unto me, applies equally to the least of those creatures we call animals. Those dependent upon us for care and who are largely defenseless to the cruelty some humans might inflict upon them. So I would just suggest that as we consider compassion for others, we include the homeless and hurt of all species, not just our own. If the life principle is universally applied, so must compassion for all that lives. In this thing called you, Dr. Holmes wrote, your consciousness, which means the sum total of your thoughts, is the medium between the invisible cause and your personal life. Though you were in hell and you dwelt on heavenly things, you would immediately find yourself in heaven. Though you were in heaven and dwelt on evil, you would immediately find yourself in hell. Evil is the result of a wrong use of the law of life. Therefore, your greatest desire should be to use this law rightly. You always use it rightly when you use it constructively. You use it rightly and constructively when there is nothing in you that would hurt anyone. You use it constructively and rightly when you use it with love. Love heals and refines. Love is causative. Love never fails. It is the essence of God in expression everywhere and cannot die. Be still and know that you are love, here, now, and always. Be civil, be kind, be just, trust God, and let love become a habit of your soul. Do the loving thing to each and to all. Namaste, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, moving right along. Is anyone going to bring the prayer box forward for our healing treatment this morning? Is anyone else? Diane, good. Thank you. Yeah, she got the memo. We're dressed alike here pretty much. You want to say something about yourself? Well, most of us know you, but you can always add a little bit more, enlighten us just a bit.
Well, gee, I don't know. I suppose everybody should know, but I am the last of the original congregation at the Vallejo Church. My grandparents and parents were founding members. And I was here when I was not quite up to the doorknobs. Not in this building, but in a beautiful building we no longer have downtown. I can remember lots of the luminaries, Ernest and Raymond Charles Barker and everybody coming to speak to us. And it was really neat. But yeah, I've been to other churches throughout my life, usually in honor of someone or whatever, and I'm sorry, but all that other stuff just doesn't work for me. Because I know the truth. So, that's about it. Okay. I will. Double dose of eight.
So, there is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. and there is no other life. It is whole, pure, and perfect, pristine in essence, divine in origin, perfect in expression. I bless all who have requested treatment of whatever sort to deal with whatever situation or occurrence, condition. I know, we know, that principle is not bound by precedent, and that only the good is flowing forth. It is Spirit acting upon each request in the positive, responsive way. Once the request is made, the answer is already provided. Ah, yes. Before you call, I will answer. And while you are yet speaking, I will hear. Thus saith the Lord, the one which is all in all, and in which we live and move and have our being. I bless each of our friends who are not present with us at this particular meeting, but are with us in spirit. I bless Adrienne Craig, knowing her health is responding in positive manner, improving. I bless my wife Diane in her recovery and restoration to full, vibrant health as well. I bless all of you, for I know that God in your midst is whole, perfect, and complete, and so are you. Each one of you is special, unique, divinely ordained, a projection of love. So I release this treatment to the law, knowing it responds with a resounding yes, that all good is flowing. It is here now. It is present. I know it. I feel it. I accept it. I live it. And I let it be. Give great thanks that this is so, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you.
All right. So we have our affirmation for the week that is in your programs at the lower left side. It was also on a card. If you picked up one of the cards, you can take these with you, place them on your refrigerator, stick them in your car, put them in your wallet or purse. Just any of them are good. It makes no difference which one. We have a basket in the bookstore that has a collection of past affirmation cards. You can just kind of run your hand down around in there and like you're pulling a winning ticket out, and it will be a winner for you. So, this affirmation, I will ask us to just recite it together because it is a little lengthy.
The life and love of God in my midst frees and heals. I accept God's good, expressing as love, compassion, and wholeness throughout my body temple, and blessing all my life's interactions.
And so it is.
And so.
Thank you. Diane's coming back for a reprise. Right.
Okay, anybody doesn't know, this is in the upper right-hand corner inside your program. Divine life consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and the substance of my supply. I release my gift, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it does.
For love is the power, and love is the power, and love is the power for you. Love is the power, and love is the power, and love is the power for us. It is mercy, it is kindness, it has a thing to say. Love one another. Love is the power. Love is the power. Love is a healing power. Love is power. And it has charity. Generosity has power. And generosity has power. It comes from the love. It comes from the love. It has power. Charity, generosity has power. Power. It has 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 power.
Yes, it is power. I'm reminded of an old unity hymn when love is the only power. And we're talking about power and love and compassion today. So I wish to thank each of you who has contributed materially to this collection. I wish to thank each of you for being here, contributing just by your presence, lifting this room by your love. Your love has lifted me higher. Yes, love is the only power. And love is God in action. Money is God in action as well. And I bless these contributions knowing that they go forth to do a great and mighty work throughout this center and out into the community. Always good, always well. Blessed be. And so it is. Thank you so much. All right. So, I guess we can stand for our closing song, Let There Be Peace. While you're doing that, I'd like to call your attention to these beautiful flowers, which were donated by Gloria this morning. Gloria, thank you so much for these. And for those who are new, the lyrics are posted on the wall. Every church seems to have a little different lyric. there be peace, let there be love. Go forth and express it, give it, share it. Be well, and so it is.